Paul does go and finally do his match in, a few days, he's totally going to win, guys.
Definitely.
Right? Isn't that great?
That's what we pay the bribes for.
The more bribes you pay, really,
I'm a classy man. I don't bribe people.
You just
No, you don't have to.
and that was your wife.
That. But only once.
Oh my gosh.
What is this?
And Hank is here too, also getting ready for our Call of Cthulhu game, Horror on the Orient Express. I am Becca, keeper of the arcane lore, and I cannot do this alone. First and foremost, we have JD on our technical end. She's our producer, and Phantom of Truth is our chat moderator. They do a wonderful job keeping us all rolling. And as much as I'd like to think I am an important person in this little shindig we have here, the truth is, if I was by myself, this would not nearly be as interesting. So it's important that I have my players with me. And yes, we have Lee playing Dr. Nellie Newton. We have Chris playing Ricky the Barber. We have Jenny playing Gertrude. We have Rachel playing Charlie. I guess Charlie could be playing Rachel. We don't ever really know. And Paul is playing Mason. And in this little game of ours, our investigators have been riding on the Orient Express back in 1923. They are searching for the pieces of the Sedefkar simulacrum, a statue, perhaps, that has stories and possibilities attached to it. There's the possibility that this simulacrum can extend life. There have been rumors and stories of vampires, of cultists who claim to be the Brothers of the Skin. There is also mentions of worshiping the Skinless One. Again, what does all this mean? I don't know. But neither do my players, and that's what's important, is they just know it's bad and they need to get to the bottom of it. So they've recovered the left arm of the simulacrum, the head scroll, which will help teach them how to destroy this statue. They are searching for another piece here in the city of Milan, Italy. How to say this? I don't think they know which piece exactly that they're looking for, but they are fairly certain it is close by. Milan is no longer the cheerful, exciting, on the edge of fascism city that we all know and love of 1923. It is a much more somber place. And as a result, a lot more death and anger have occurred. A lot more depression and sadness are present. They discovered that their friend, the soprano singer, Catalina Cavallaro, has been abducted. They have not been able to locate her. And although she is missing, the show must go on. And so it is opening night for the opera. And the crew, or the investigators, are on their way to go and watch this opening night with tickets that were purchased for them. However, as they are getting ready, it does come about that they only have 4 tickets. When they met the opera singer, there was 4 of them, and now there is 5 of them. So they are going to have to decide if they want to purchase another ticket, which could be very difficult, or if someone wants to attempt to sneak backstage, perhaps, and pretend to be a part of the chorus. Charlie, Mason, and Gertrude have been backstage and might be able to find their way around.
Oh, dang it.
And yeah, so there's this possibility in the air. They are in the process of getting ready. I believe Charlie is getting on her silver flapper dress, and Ricky has a very nice suit and tie on. Yeah, the group, I think, pauses to realize they only have 4 tickets. The opera starts at 8. It is 6, so they need to decide what they are going to do.
Well, state the obvious. There's a girl in the back room that really likes me, but also I don't think I can get away from her. So, Gertrude?
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, I did store some of my excess wealth near that seamstress's place, so I want to retrieve that at any rate.
Okay. I'd say that's a good call then.
I can't be sneaky, but I can usually convince people to do what I want. About half the time.
Half the time. Hey, I mean, if you're some rich person, then just start making it rain and, things happen sometimes.
Yes, indeed.
Cool.
And luckily I brought just the right outfit for that, I'm sure. I probably have some dark trousers and a dark shirt so that I could just look more or less like a stagehand, kind of stay out of people's way. I don't
Sounds
think I
like
can sing.
Yeah, I'm not a singer either, so I understand. I mean, Nelly has the voice for it, potentially.
No.
I mean, you at least sound like you're from here. Ish.
I have the voice that sounds like a cat is dying out at 3 o'clock in the morning under scrupulous instances.
See. So Gertrude it is. Which makes sense because the rest of us are the ones who are supposed to have the tickets anyway, so.
Yeah, absolutely makes sense.
I have a question for Becca.
How can I help you, Chris?
You shared some articles in the Google Docs for us, things that, you'd ideally distribute in person if we were doing that. But there were a couple of articles that seemed to be new today. I'm not sure if they were for today or for last time. One was just about the opera star missing. The other one was about a welcome return with Flavio Conti. Okay, so that's something that we could have reasonably read before we're getting ready for the opera.
Yes. Would you mind reading it for the rest of the group to hear?
Sure, I wanted to bring it up anyways because
Read it for the class.
Okay, the article's titled A Welcome Return. Flavio Conti was a welcome face at last night's party for patrons and supporters of La Scala. Mr. Conti has been unwell in recent months with some erroneous reports that he was afflicted with tuberculosis. It was clearly a much less serious complaint. Mr. Conti has made a complete recovery and was the life of the party. Also present were fellow opera patrons, Mr. Nunzio Tocci, Mr. and Mrs. Matteo Sorrenti, Miss Angela Susco, Mr. Arturo Faccia, and Mrs. Serena Spagnolo. The company were entertained by selections from this week's opera Aida, as performed by members of the cast. Rosario Sobello accompanied on the piano. It was a most glittering occasion. So that's an interesting piece to me, because obviously we all just witnessed Senor Conti's death, and it might be worth looking into these different people just to try and determine if there's any connection. I mean, we've got a few other things that we're trying to look for, but at the very least, I'm making note of these names to try and see if they do come up, if we see any of these people or
This is a dumb.
have it.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is a dumb question. Since Senor Kunti just passed, that's not going to be written into the. This is older news because it's like today's news, but because we experienced like breaking news, it's not there yet. Correct?
Right. So yeah, that article is from quote unquote today, January 16th. And you guys have experienced January 16th now for like 3 weeks.
So I guess side question with that: the town, is it big enough that this, or is it small enough that this news would spread really fast, or is it big enough that it potentially wouldn't?
Both. Milan is a good-sized city. Unfortunately, as you have just witnessed, Signor Conti is a well-known / respected individual. So while news typically would not travel fast, it will certainly travel. Because of who it is about, not necessarily because of the size of the town.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes?
Yeah. I'd say. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I just have one more question, sort of a housekeeping thing. So last session, we had looked for some powder, some salve or something to apply to the rash that seems to be afflicting some of us. Has that had any effect?
I mean, you just applied it. It's kind of soothing.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Should
So,
Yeah.
Who is doing what?
Gertrude's going backstage. The rest of us are gonna go chat up some people prior to the opera.
Okay.
Cool.
About what time would you guys like to get to the opera house? Like I said, the show is going to start promptly at 8. You want to get there a little bit earlier. But how early is Gertrude going to sneak in? And how early do you guys want to go and perhaps get some drinks or some refreshments before?
Maybe
House doors usually
half.
open at 7 if the performance is at 8.
Mhm.
So I would say if we're there as close to 7 as possible. We're close by our hotel, right? Is super close to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So Gertrude would try to be there a little bit more towards 6:30.
Okay.
So she can kind
And we
of
can also
mix with the staff heading in.
Say that again,
and we
Ricky?
can look around.
You guys are going to look around? Okay.
But we could look around too to see if there's a way for her to get in if she's not there.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
But yeah, somebody was saying we should be fashionably late. I'm like,
You'll be
we're trying
locked
to
in.
be, we're trying to do suspicious things here. We're trying to do sneaky things. We need to be early.
Okay. So you guys arrive. You say, "See you to Gertrude," and you arrive at the opera. There are about 3,000 people in this area. They are going up to the ticket windows. They're going to the different salons nearby. They are stopping at the cafes. And typically, when you think of opening night of a new opera, you would hear chatter and gossip. You even expect to hear the gossip of a certain gentleman's death. But the whole group is nearly silent. It is an eerie, unusual sound when you have this many people at this kind of event. Everyone is, if they speak, they do so in very hushed tones. They avert their eyes. There is a constant somber attitude here. So just for reference, I know Charlie is in her silver flapper dress and Gertrude is attempting to be all in black to be a stagehand. The rest of you, what like color or style are you guys attempting to wear to the opera?
Well, would it? I don't think flapper would be the. I need to Google something.
Satin?
Yeah, I think traditional. What is traditional opera wear for a woman?
Like evening dress.
Right?
Evening dresses, so like low necked, super long.
Yes. Formal attire, for
Yeah.
sure.
I'm gonna just throw this out there. Gertrude, would you like an extra stagehand help? I'm definitely the moving boxes kind of person if you want an extra set of hands.
It seems reasonable that you should be where you said you were going to be, Mason.
Cool. All right, then I am gonna be wearing a suit. I feel like Gertrude, you're just gonna go do some shady things.
Oh yeah.
Figures. So yeah, I'll just be wearing a normal suit and probably dressed about the same as Ricky.
Suits are black, then I assume?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably a black tie event.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a red suit kind of night.
Do you have a red suit available?
Maybe I should wear a red suit because of all the blood and gore that we might end up seeing. And then they'll be like, oh, he's already been stabbed. It doesn't even matter.
Oh boy.
You'd be better off
Right.
wearing.
I'm just
brown
anticipating,
pants,
just anticipating bad things. So I'm ready to go in and start chatting.
And Nellie, what color is your dress?
The fact that that matters is just horrifying to me.
Just attention to detail.
Well,
that's all.
I was on Pinterest just a second ago, and I saw a really lovely beaded 1920s opera dress with a mermaid tail. The mermaid fan, not like, don't think of like Ariel, guys.
Yeah, I was definitely thinking
that
Ariel.
is
Mermaid.
that is pearlescent. I'm gonna go with that one because it's super pretty.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
I feel
Yeah.
like, I feel like seeing you in that, I'd be like, what happened? Like from you, like you've been wearing all these like tomboy things for the last like always.
Yeah, she usually is in like trousers, but she'll. What? I can't dress up for the occasion.
Sorry,
I think
no offense intended.
she'll walk a little funny in the high heel shoes.
Are you wearing trousers under it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Pose. Said that long because for a second it just sounded weird, but it is pantyhose.
Yep.
Real words.
Tempted to bring up the difference between American and British usage of different words, but moving on.
You said there's a lot of people around. So does that like I'm curious, what are other people wearing? Because I know everyone's basically depressed right now. So what are they actually wearing?
They're wearing nice clothes. It is all in black. The silver of Charlie and the pearlescent of Nellie are the two brightest spots in this crowd.
We stand out.
You stand
It's
out.
because they're all mourning her, and here we are. Whatever. You know what? I don't care. Rock it.
Anime protagonist.
You look good. You look good. So, you kind of mill about until you hear the bell ring, and the entire somber crowd moves almost in sync to their seats in their boxes. Your seat, as you look at your tickets, you realize you are right behind the orchestra, front and center. And you present your tickets. You are guided down the aisle and to your seat. It takes you several minutes to get there. There is a large chandelier hanging above your heads. And it's it's right up there. It's right there. Yeah, a good 60 feet up in the air.
Good slip of some rope and bad things will happen.
The entire stage is of such epic proportion that it is impossible not to feel dwarfed. There are 60 feet of crimson curtains veiling the stage. You are up front. You are guided behind the orchestra, and you are encouraged to take your seats. Jenny.
Yeah. The
Say
exit.
that again?
Where are the closest exits?
The closest exits, you think there's probably one backstage. Otherwise, they're back behind you.
Cool.
So, Jenny, I would like Gertrude to roll an appearance check for me
Okay.
with a
Appearance.
bonus dice.
With a bonus die. Okay. Let's see.
We call in the black.
The bonus is only on the tens, right?
No, it's it is the
I mean,
it's
on the
not
ones.
ones,
That's
the
what I
tens.
meant.
It's the tens, not the ones.
Oh, it is the tens.
Unlike jackals, it's the other way.
Oh, okay. Then I succeed.
Okay.
It's a regular success.
Okay. So you walk in, or up to the backstage, and you see your friend, the bouncer, and he kind of nods and goes, "Oh, you're back." Well,
Yes. Well, I left something upstairs with the ladies in the costume department, and I just need to go check. I've retraced my steps. I'm sure that's where I left it.
he kind of looks at you, looks at what you're wearing, and goes, "Right. I mean, you need to go to the costume department. You remember how to get there.
Yes.
All right. Good luck."
Thank you.
Opens the door and lets you in. And you head through this maze, up the stairs, and right before you get to your stash, someone grabs your arm
Oh,
and spins you around. And he starts talking to you in almost frenetic Italian. Sorry, I can't speak Italian, and he's just talking to you and starting to tug you.
okay. Yes. I mean, I'll come with you where you'd like, but Do you happen to speak any English or French, my good fellow?
Listen to me, an English person. Come on. You're not in your clothes. Come on. And he drags you down and into the chorus area, where he shouts something to all the other women. They turn, they see you, and they pounce.
Okay.
And you are taken out of your clothes and put into a costume. And
What's
the
he
next
wearing?
thing you know, you
You're the
have
understudy.
castles and clocks,
You're gonna make them-
and you realize that somehow you ended up in a chorus outfit, one that shows quite a bit of everything.
Oh dear.
Because this opera, the Ada, so it is a story of a love between a man and a woman. The problem is the man is the Egyptian prince, and the woman is the handmaiden slave to the Egyptian king's daughter. And as a result, you in the chorus are one the slave girls. And yes, you realize that this is what happens, and as you are perhaps a little dumbfounded and unsure, you get pushed to the front of the line and told to move. The rest of you, at 8 o'clock sharp, after listening to the orchestra warm up, see the conductor tap the podium with his baton, and then the music begins. And as the curtain bunches up, it reveals a stage of the Great Hall of Ancient Egypt. And I would like you guys to make a spot hidden check.
Oh yeah, I want to see this spot hidden. Dang, I'm rolling solid. I got a extreme success.
Oh, there's Gertrude at the front of the chorus line.
I'm gonna nudge everyone else and be like, "Move, guys."
I got a hard success too.
Yeah, you
I
didn't
think
need
I
me
just
to
did
point
a
out
success.
a success.
If it's a 25, and I got an 18. Just
Yeah,
normal
just
success.
normal. Mine's hard, hers is normal.
Awesome. Don't forget to put a check mark when you're successful next to a skill.
Oh.
And yeah, while Mason and Ricky might have immediately noticed Gertrude, with their help, the rest of you see her as well. And your newest companion is up front on stage in front of you. Perhaps looking kind of as she does right now, slightly petrified.
Would we be able to obtain opera glasses?
Yes.
I know you said we're sitting up front, but still, I would have wanted to grab those as we were going in. Sorry, I meant to ask that sooner.
No, yes, you definitely are able to grab opera glasses, for sure. You had plenty of time. And you guys had plenty of money. So you hear the music of a song that is, or the music that is very familiar to you, especially if you were able to listen to Cavallaro's recital on the train earlier in the week. And the story unfolds in front of you. The priests are sacrificing plaster lambs at the feet of the statue of Isis, whom they petition to choose a new Egyptian leader. The young warrior, Radames, sings of his hope to be chosen, and also that upon his return from the fight against the Ethiopians, he may ask Ada, a captured Ethiopian slave, to marry him. Little does he know that Ada is a princess herself, the daughter of the Ethiopian king and leader. Radames is chosen as the new Egyptian leader, and the priests take him away to be presented with his armor. As the woman who is playing Ada, the primary actress here in this opera, begins her song. Charlie, you immediately recognize the aria. You heard it the night before in the alleyway. You heard it in the dream streets of Lausanne. You heard it on a train only days ago. And what resonates on stage is not quite the same vocal power and presence that Katerina has. And so it's a little unsettling because you recognize it, it just doesn't seem to have as much power as you've experienced before. However, as the song continues, the whole opera house almost begins to hum and buzz, and you realize that everybody else is singing along with. Those of you who've studied the opera might know that this song is one of yearning and desire, and many people have come about this belief that if you sing along to this song, your secret wish will be granted. And it seems as if everybody has a secret wish. At this point, Gertrude, you've been kind of shuffled off stage. You might be a little chilly right now. If you wish to leave the chorus, you're going to require a stealth check to do so, or you may, stay there and continue on, soldier on.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, once she got over the initial, absolute terror, she definitely was one of those kids who took ballet lessons as a kid. So she's like, yeah, it'll come back eventually. It's fine. Might as well make a fool of myself while I have a chance. But I would like to see if there's anybody else in the chorus who also speaks English that I could maybe chat with at all, if we have some downtime.
Okay, make a luck roll. Success. Well, there's nobody necessarily in the chorus. You do see Louisa, the costumer, off the wing.
Okay.
So in a minute, you are going to attempt to talk to her. Everyone else who's listening, as the song kind of begins to build and crescendo, you hear Katerina Cavallaro's voice.
Do we see her anywhere?
Roll a listen check.
Oh God. Oh God.
Can I get an advantage because I've heard the song so many times?
You may get a bonus.
Yes.
Nelly, if you would like to try to spot where Katerina's voice is coming from, you may make a listen roll.
Just get it.
Is a listen roll?
I got a regular.
Okay.
Art. So many bad things I'm expecting.
Is there a hard fail?
No.
That question.
Fumble is a 95 and up.
If your skill is
Oh,
below.
well.
Yes.
Yeah. So listen is a 20% and I got a 98. So
Okay. Okay. Instead of being able to pinpoint Cavallaro's voice, you realize that you can't figure out where her voice is coming from, but you do, while you're kind of trying to look around and listen, you do see a shadow in one of the curtains, and you hear a voice whisper almost just in your ear. We meet again. My little chicken. I'm gonna get smacked by Lee later. I can feel it.
Oh yeah, I see that in your face.
I didn't roll the fumble.
She is going to respond with, "Where are you?"
Do you say, how loud do you say it?
I mean, no louder than the people are singing and chanting around me.
You hear his voice echo in your ear, closer than you think.
What do you want?
You will find it for me, and you almost feel like the voice disappears.
She'll just staunchly just cross her arms and legs and just try to watch the opera.
Yeah, there are goosebumps just popping up all over your skin.
Yeah.
Especially in that super beautiful dress that you're wearing. For those friends who were successful in their listen skill, it's odd. Because you think you've pinpointed her voice, but it seems to be coming from a tall, elderly man.
Do we recognize him at all?
Make an intelligence idea roll.
Ooh. Is it worth it to make it a hard success, guys? It's two luck points.
I mean, if you're successful, I feel like it's fine.
No, I'm gonna make it a hard success.
Okay.
Okay, with the hard success, you remember there was a photo attached to that article that Ricky read earlier this afternoon, and you pull it out, and he is one of the gentlemen in the group with Signor Conte.
Is this guy close to us?
He's across the aisle.
Mm.
He's maybe 10, 12 seats away. And you also see he has a scarred neck,
Yeah, that was gonna be one of my next questions.
and he is singing exactly in the voice of Cavallaro.
Mm.
So he's one of the guys that was from the news article.
Mhm.
Is he with a woman?
He is. This is Arturo Faccia, and he is with a old woman. She seems very wizened and wrinkled. She seems old enough to be his mother.
Does she have any scars?
She does. Her neck is also scarred. She sits there and she's got this look on her face as if she's trying to remember something.
Is she singing?
She is not.
Okay, so maybe she's trying to remember the words to the song.
Or maybe she's trying to remember where the voice that her son is coming from.
She begins to weep.
Who begins to cry?
The old woman.
Okay. No, I didn't hear you. Okay. I don't know what to do with that.
Okay.
I don't know what to do with that.
All right. Then I will let you sit in this aria for a little bit longer and return to Gertrude, who has spotted Luisa.
I will make some sort of small, subtle dismemberment of my costume in some way that I would require the seamstress's attention. And I'll just point it out to, I assume there's like the choir mistress or whoever, and point to Louisa. Okay.
All right. You settle up to her.
Hello.
Oh, my dear.
So I got a little tear right here.
You do look very good in that, though.
Thanks. So what exactly is going on? Did one of the chorus girls not show up? Why am I here like this?
Her needle and thread and starts sewing you back up. They should be all here. I don't know that any are missing. Why are you back here? Did you volunteer?
Well, I was coming up to see you, actually, and I just got sort of dragged and thrown into it.
Well, as you can see, I am not up there now.
I can see that. You must be very busy.
Yes.
But did anything strange happen after we left? Anything out of the ordinary, or?
No, I simply continued to work on all the costumes, and then it was evening, and then I went home, and then I went to bed, and then I came back, and now I'm at work. Is the tall American with you?
Yes, he's in the audience.
He should have been back here. We could have made him one of the Egyptian guards. And she gestures over to the male chorus guys in their loincloth.
But
He was so good in that outfit. Yeah.
I'm sure that everyone would have appreciated that, especially his wife.
Is she here tonight?
No, she's not here tonight. I think she's.
And she would not have been able to appreciate it. And
I know, and that would have been sad.
Yes.
Yeah, standing up for me.
So sad.
All right. Well, have you seen Katerina by any chance? I could have sworn I would have expected her to show up at some point.
No, she never showed up.
Oh my.
Her study is out there, and she's doing the best she can, I suppose.
But did you hear what happened to Mr. Conti?
No, I have not heard. What do you know?
Well, do you know Mr. Conti?
He is a patron of the arts occasionally, but not. I mean, he owns the big factories and.
Right. Well, I wonder. We happened to be at his house earlier, and it looks as if he has recently suffered something that he wasn't willing to endure anymore.
Oh, you killed him. Interesting.
No. He was dead already.
Sure he was.
Well, his maid said so. She knows that we didn't kill him.
As long as someone does, I suppose that's good.
Yes. Will that be a loss to the arts here to no longer have him as a patron?
Not particularly. There you go, my dear. And she kind of slaps you on the ass. I'll bet.
Thank you. Can I come see you later? If I bring the tall American?
Oh, you're going to bring a friend? Sure. You can stop by anytime.
All right.
All right. Okay. So the rest of you, having spotted this gentleman and this woman, what about them?
Oh man, I've been thinking this whole time, and I can't think of anything that I can do at this point, other than maybe keep looking around to see if I see other sort of oddities like this, like anyone with, or like the guy who was fairly pale earlier, that we saw in the streets when we saw the protests, or other strange people like that.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna keep your eye open. The aria ends, and the man who was singing fervently lumps forward, breathing heavily. The understudy is brought out. You see Radames, the new Egyptian leader, stride in, followed by his group of priests and his slaves. They begin to present him with the symbols of his office, his new office, his sword, his sandals, his helmet, and then his suit of armor. And his suit of armor is arranged on a large dressmaker's dummy. Now, the rest of you who were in the dressmaker's chambers earlier saw the dressmaker's dummies. This one is larger. This must be the 7th one that she talked about earlier. It is really it's really just like torso. There's no arms attached to it or anything. And it seems to be sitting on a column. And as they lift the armor off of this dummy, this torso almost seems to swim in the spotlight with its opalescent marble look.
Yeah. Does it look anything like that arm we have? Yeah, cool. That's what I thought. We got the gut, everybody.
And that moment that you recognize the torso, Mason, that old man who was singing, screams almost in ecstasy. And then the light turns off. And people are like really jarred by that scream. There is an emotion, there's people seem to be getting up, and then you realize that the old man who was singing seems to be trying to get to the stage.
Yep. So he's probably trying to get to the statue.
You guys are about 30 feet away from that statue. And as of right now, someone else is moving quicker than you.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go for that. And you said the lights are off?
The light that was centered on the torso has gone off. And it is recentered on Radames, the actor. But nobody's really paying attention to him right now. They're looking at whatever is going on over there as an old man is scrambling over the backs of chairs, trying to get to the stage.
I'm going to tell Ricky to go cover the sides, and I'm going to start making my way to the aisle and maybe make my way towards the front.
All right. So
we are in the front, though.
What are you guys trying to do?
Stop.
I have a couple of questions
Mhm.
about positioning, other things like that. So curtains are open, the production's going on, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Lights focus on the star and not the armor.
Yes.
Okay. We're in
Or
the
the
center of the front row.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you are.
And this guy is not in our row, but we can see him and he's climbing over chairs.
Yeah, he's like across the aisle and maybe 2 or 3 rows back behind you.
Sure. So, basically, he's going to have a hard time trying to move forward and climb over chairs and other things, as opposed to a couple other pieces. Okay. I'm definitely going to move to intercept, just like I'm doing with Hank. Hank, stop it. At least he's done chewing the squeaky toy.
He's been doing that for the past 10 minutes.
The whole time we've been muted. So I'm going to move to intercept Mr. Fazia.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to do the same, sort of more of a hold him back rather than a grab the statue during the middle of the opera.
Did they move the statue at all, or is it still like center stage deal?
As you were watching, Charlie, you got distracted, but as you turn and you look back, you see the statue is being wheeled off stage because again, the light is focused on the actor and they're putting his armor on him.
Mhm.
And so like that is what everybody should be focused on. And you do see the statue getting wheeled off stage.
Okay, can I head towards that? Like kind of
Uh,
sneakily, like kind of move towards like I don't know.
Are you going to attempt to get like backstage, or are you going to like hop onto the stage and?
No, I'm gonna try to like go backstage.
Okay. And Nellie and Gertrude, what would you guys like to do? We'll start with Gertrude. Oh, I think you know what you're doing.
I don't know what she knows
Okay.
what she's doing. I don't.
Can I see the statue coming?
Coming
Is it
towards
coming
you.
my direction?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And did Louisa disappear, or is she still nearby? She probably has cloth with her.
She does. She is still nearby, and she seems to be watching the torso getting wheeled back towards you.
Okay.
Like not that it's towards you, but that it's like coming back towards you guys.
Okay. So I will say, can we cover that really quickly?
Steve? Yeah.
Let's do that very quickly and quietly. Yeah.
Okay.
And let's take it. Where does it usually go? This was the one that was down in the cellar. Yes.
Yes. See.
Okay.
Yes.
When we went up the stairs to where her workroom is there like an under the stairs sort of cabinet closet?
Yes.
Yeah. Can we put it under the stairs, sort of out of the way? Because I think that this is why Katerina was killed, and it's probably someone is here to steal it, and we should save it from them.
Why would Katerina be killed by this? That doesn't make any sense.
It's an ancient relic, and it's very valuable, and someone wants to steal it. And if she came between them and it, so we should save it from being stolen.
Okay. So she will join you in wheeling it back. Charlie, you will come through the backstage and actually like almost run into them. And so it'll be Charlie and Gertrude and Louisa and the torso currently. Mason and Ricky are stopping the older gentleman from whatever he wants to do. And Nellie, what would you like to do?
Nellie's gonna remain in her seat, but she is gonna whip around with the opera glasses here and there and just kind of look to see. Her working hypothesis here is this man is either being controlled or there is somebody else here who has a better knowledge. And so she's looking around for other, like, either the puppet master, so to speak, or the people who know what this thing is. So she's trying to identify suspicious persons. Or, you know, the what's his bucket dude, the captain, not the count. No, not the count. We know he's here,
The
but
Duke.
he's not my problem. The Duke, yeah.
Okay, make a spot hidden check. Mason and Ricky, can you guys roll me a brawling check or a grapple check to see if you're able to stop him?
It's my favorite kind of roll.
Right on the money. Unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful, Ricky? Okay.
And I failed too.
Oh, you are successful. Okay.
You could push the roll.
No. I mean, I could pretty easily succeed if I pushed it, but I'm not going to.
So as you two guys begin walking and like kind of just moving in your seats to intercept, one of this man's bodyguards perhaps bumps into Mason and stops Mason from getting to the gentleman who was climbing over chairs. And Mason, as you look up, you see there are two kind of cuts in his skin that would go over his eyes. And the eyes looking back at you are a brilliant blue.
Katerina's, I assume?
No. You don't think they're Katerina's. But Ricky, you are able to get your hand on the gentleman Do you wish to pull him back or pull him down?
Pull him down and ask him in a hushed tone, what are you doing?
Okay, as you pull him back, put him, and kind of push him down, and you ask him that, he looks up at you and with a very feminine voice says, "The statue is mine.
Do I
will get my
recognize the
wish,
voice?
not you.
Do I recognize the voice?
You do. It is a voice you flirted with for quite some time on the Orient Express.
Lady Katarina.
There is a scream, and you look up to see the old woman, like sanity has returned to her eyes. And she leaps on this man that Ricky is holding down and is throttling him. She has her hands around his throat and in a very harsh, masculine voice says, "Give that back to me."
So
Yep.
it's like a man's voice is coming from the old lady.
The young lady's voice is coming from the old man.
Wait a second. That's
So I'm
Katarina.
gonna say, Katarina,
Yeah.
what's
I
going
need you guys
on?
to roll anyone who is there and realizing this. So definitely Mason and Ricky, possibly Nellie. I need you to make a sanity check for me.
So before I do that, I failed my, whip around, look around. So do I even notice this because I have turned around?
Yeah, you have turned around and you think you saw somebody like dodge out the back. And then in that moment, Katarina had jumped on the old man. And so I'm assuming you got distracted.
Okay, and then I turned back over to the old people fight and then the sanity check. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Where is my sanity?
Can we push our roll insanity?
You may, if you push your roll on sanity, and you fail again, it is a fumble, and so you will take the maximum amount of sanity loss.
Okay. I failed it the first time, and then I had a major success. My sanity right now is at 65. I think I rolled an 84 or something, but I just rolled a 17.
Okay. You will still, okay, so then you will only take one sanity loss.
Okay.
I also succeeded. Do I take one?
One. Nellie?
Failed. I am failing all my rolls tonight.
Okay, well, it's not bad. You're only taking two sanity
I'm
loss.
already at 50.
Already in. All right. Charlie and Gertrude, with Luisa's help, you could stash this statue. However, it seems to be on wheels. So instead of stashing it, you could also wheel it out of the opera house.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
We could get it out the back door.
Mm-hmm.
So, Charlie, is that what we want to do?
Probably.
Okay,
But I don't feel good about leaving.
they'll come. They know where we are.
Okay, cool.
Okay, sure. I will tell Louisa that we're going to take the statue and keep it safe. And she doesn't need to worry. And I'll also explain to her where I've hidden the money that I left on the banister, and it is absolutely hers.
Oh, okay. Grazie.
Uh-huh. It's for your assistance tonight. Thank you so much. You've done a
Are
great
you
service.
push this back to your hotel or to your train? Do you want me to get a cab?
Yes, a cab. That would be splendid.
Okay, so she goes out, calls out, like flags down a cab, and so in this moment, Charlie in her gorgeous silver dress and Gertrude in her costume push a torso that is about the size of Charlie. Charlie, your size is 45 or 50?
I'm 55, actually.
You're 55?
Yeah.
Mine is 40. I'm real small.
It's bigger than Gertrude. Smaller than Charlie. But between the two of you, you're able to, like, get there.
Okay.
It's a close thing. Between the two of you, you're able to do it. Luckily, there is two of you. And Louisa, you get it into the cab. Are you guys going to the hotel? Or are you going to go put this on the train that should be leaving tomorrow morning?
I'm going to vote for the train because we sort of told a lot of people where we are staying.
Good call.
And if the train station in Milan is anything like any of the other European train stations, they have a held baggage office where we could potentially store it if we needed to, or we could probably get it into a compartment and lock it up on the train. So let's go for the train. What do you think, Charlie?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay. Gertrude and Charlie get the torso to the train station. Mason, Ricky, and Nellie, with this understanding that woman is Katerina, what are you going to do?
Try to talk to Katerina.
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
What? How can we help?
I'm also gonna.
Back.
How do we get it back?
This.
Let's get him out of here. Let's get out of here. Let's take him. You, me, we'll go.
There's a bodyguard here too.
There are two bodyguards that are descending upon you.
Yeah, and she's in the old man, and the old lady is the one who has their hands wrapped around the old man's.
The old lady.
Is a
The
dude.
old lady is Katerina.
No.
They took her
Yes.
vocal cords.
Yes.
Yeah.
They took her vocal cords.
So the old
That's
lady
my
has the
understanding.
old man voice.
Right.
Because her voice was stolen from her. The guy who I'm with has Katerina's eyes, and
No, she said he said Becca said they weren't her eyes.
no.
I
have a really bad idea, guys.
Okay, but before you say that your bad idea, okay. So the old man, we don't know. I thought that was Katerina's voice.
It's her voice. Yes.
She has her voice, but he is not her. The old lady is her.
Yeah.
So she's been like transmutated into an old lady.
By probably cutting a lot of things off of her, or aging her, or magicking, voodooing her.
Wow, good job.
Lee, as Nellie's putting this together, will you make an education roll?
Maybe. Oh, that's up at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dang. That's an 8.
A hard success.
An 8 out of what, 85 or something like that?
72.
So it's an extreme success. Nellie,
You know things.
as you are realizing the voice is wrong, you get this flashback to that stone slab that had the outlines of bodies. And with your knowledge of the simulacrum and of those weird ancient cults that seem to come from that always seem to come from somewhere else, you realize that there was probably some sort of ritual performed where the Brothers of Skin stole this woman's voice and put it in this man. And perhaps if you had any of those, like, access to any of those spells, someday you could put it back. And so you would have to, you'd have to learn a spell that could transmute skin or voice, and then enact a ritual in order to do what has been done to her. So this old man who did it clearly planned to do this. And the reason why she looks so old is probably due to incredible sanity loss.
Okay, so the old man pulled an Ursula, and
First a mermaid dress, now Ursula.
I'm just going with the theme. Okay,
Yeah.
so he is not an innocent. Okay. Okay.
Yep. The bodyguards arrive, and they begin to pull Katerina off of Arturo. And one of them attempts to pull Ricky off of Arturo. And then the ushers show up and attempt to push the whole group out of the theater.
I will push the whole group out of the theater.
Yeah, everybody out. Let's work to get them all out because we can deal with them there. I'm going to hold my bad idea for a later time. Just put it in
Is your bad idea a fire? Because I've already had fire suggested to me several times.
No, it was going to be firearms because then it would have scattered the theater. But I'm holding on to that for a later time.
Okay,
Not doing
that's
that.
a good one.
Let's get out of the theater.
I'm just thinking back to the flames of Leona.
Fiona.
The fires of Leona, that's what it is.
Fires of Leona.
What?
Meanwhile, Charlie and Gertrude are sure that we had the most difficult part of the job here.
Oh, yeah. You guys are
And
positive.
it's freezing because it's freaking January. So
And you guys are wearing like
Exactly.
cocktail dresses and or less.
Stolen
Yes.
some fur jackets or something from the back.
oh, that's true. Probably didn't think about that though. Let's be
I didn't
honest.
think about it.
No.
Yes, you would have. You would have.
You guys might want to try and blend in a little bit more.
The cab driver is super concerned. And he like tries to ask you several questions, and finally, when he realizes neither of you speak Italian, he goes, loves, away, loves run away.
Yes, exactly. That.
Run away. DC. He will give you a blanket and he will try to give you some money. And no, he's okay. You don't have to pay the cab. You are two women clearly running away in the middle of the night together, with a dummy. And I mean, why else would you be dressed the way you are in January?
They are ladies of the old repute.
Oh my gosh.
And they're escaping into the night. Probably. Anyway. So, so that's Charlie and Gertrude's story to share later. And so then Mason and Ricky, you help the ushers push this whole group out. Was one of you in particular trying to like help Katerina?
Yeah, I'm trying to guard Katerina now, but I'm trying to keep us all together.
Okay.
And again, I'm definitely trying to cooperate with the ushers, but keeping my eye on the bodyguards because I'm sure as soon as they kick us out of the theater, it's going down.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and I have a few things in my pockets that I want to show them.
Okay. Katerina clings to your arm, Ricky, finally seeming to recognize you, and definitely sticks with you. Mason, you are able to help kind of push these bodyguards back, make sure they don't mess with anyone, and Nellie follows behind, having gathered up all of your coats and everything,
Thanks, Nellie.
aware that you guys are getting kicked out of the theater.
Wearing a coat.
Push you through the doors you end up on the cold Milan streets in January with these bodyguards and Arturo.
I'm definitely taking the first swing with brass knuckles
Oh
ready
god.
to go on one of the bodyguards, just as fast as possible.
All right, make a fight roll. Let me.
I feel like rule 1 in Cthulhu is don't start the fight.
Yeah, but rule 1 in fighting is if you have the opportunity and you're going to have a fight anyways, do start the fight. Because if I can knock one guy out and then it's just, us two versus the crazy dude and one bodyguard, a lot better.
He's got,
Oh, hey. Oh,
he's got a meat bone.
All right. He failed his dodge. How
was
was your
successful.
punch?
I was successful.
Guess I need to get out some dice.
Time for you to put those boxing skills to good use.
Right? All right, well, I mean, I guess if I see Ricky take a punch or throw a punch, I'm going to immediately throw a punch too.
Oh my god, could I try to use one of the coats and put it over somebody's head?
Distraction.
Go behind like that?
Yeah. I will let you do that because he was going to dodge. So I will roll with a penalty because you have done so. All right. And Mason, you may roll with a bonus because she has done so.
Way to go, Natalie. coming
I'm
in
very,
clutch.
very happy that you gave me that extra die because I was 2 over my regular success, and now I am an extreme success.
Nice.
All right. So, because he did still make his dodge roll, however, with your extreme success and Nellie's quick actions to completely distract him, you catch him. You hear bone crunch underneath your hand. Go ahead and you guys are welcome to roll your damages for your success. 5?
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, I'm trying to read. Make sure I'm doing everything right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's gonna be 7 damage.
Okay. You knock these two out. They sustained heavy damage.
Yeah, I just punched half of my health, so I figure they're hurting.
Yeah, and they both go down. They're both still conscious, but they definitely do stumble into the snow. And Arturo, he does not seem to have a very good grasp on what the situation actually is, and he pushes away from Katerina and you guys, and he goes, fools! Quick, we must get to the back this way, and he takes off towards the backstage.
Wait,
I'm
the
gonna
guy
look at
takes
Mason.
off?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Arturo's the guy with Katerina's voice.
I mean, well, we need him, I feel like.
Right. I'm looking at you this is like a split second. Who's going?
I guess me. Wait, who's faster? You're faster. You should go.
Okay.
I'll protect
How do
here.
we know who's fast? How do we know who's fast?
What's
That's
your
Get
your,
under.
it's your move rate, and I just happen to remember us doing chase scenes, and I'm always the slowest person, so
I have a 9. Am I faster than you?
Yeah, I've got an 8, but
You
Are you
are
gonna
also
try-
healed, Nelly.
yeah. So I feel like it's Ricky, and I'm a move of 7, so you should definitely run.
Nellie takes off through the snow.
Nelly, chase him down.
Look,
Kick off
now
the
you
heels.
can kick off those heels and run like the Dickens. She has grown up always running with the boys, always playing baseball, playing tackle style football. Come on, man. She's got this.
So Ricky and Mason look at each other after
I'm
knocking
like-
out the bodyguards. Arturo takes
Katerina's-
off.
Katerina was
Katerina's
leading
on.
earlier, so I'm going to be like, go, man, go.
All right. Well, I guess I'm
Okay.
following Nelly.
Hey, you are behind Nelly for sure. Nelly, Arturo's movement is a 4.
Oh wow, we're both gonna catch him so fast.
You clearly get to him first. You leap on him and shove him into the door to the backstage of the theater. What's your size, my dear?
I'm a 50.
Damn girl, you knock him out. He drops into the snow. Yeah, he does. Unconscious.
He's an old man. Okay. So as Mason catches up and he's unconscious,
I'm gonna throw this guy over my shoulders and bring him back.
yeah, I was gonna say, I think we need to speak to him.
Also, I don't know how, but I want to tie him up a little bit.
That's smart. Good strategy.
Okay.
Pick up your tie.
Oh, yes.
I like that. Thank you.
Good call.
And I'll bring him right back so that we sort of rally us three together.
Okay.
Maybe your belt, too.
I mean, we still have 2 other people to tie up, so.
We're tying up the other bodyguards? I thought we were just knocking them out and leaving them.
Well, they're not knocked out, but they're down.
Yeah, we should ask Katerina if these men have anything of theirs as well.
No, he just has my voice. Give it back to me.
Does she look different in any other way? Other than skin?
It looks like her.
Looks like her, but aged like several decades.
Yeah. And it's probably from the insanity loss of having her voice stolen.
Can I, if these 2 guys are down, can I just pop them again while they're on the ground?
Yeah,
Don't forget-
until they're down.
I'll look at him. I'll look at him like slightly discouragingly, like as in like, oh come on, man, like they're already down. But then also like, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
All right. So you have Katerina, you have an unconscious Arturo, you have unconscious bodyguards, and you have an opera that will be ending, well, probably in 2 hours.
Yes.
I want to go through their pockets, too.
Ooh, yes. I agree.
Okay.
You check one together.
You want to go through their pockets. All
I
right.
use their belt to tie them up.
Okay. You find a knife and a 9mm Beretta pistol on each of the bodyguards. And on Toro, you find a skinning knife. And a jar filled with moths and butterflies.
Oh, I bet that's for the chameleon.
As you are searching, Mason, without realization, you do see the chameleon nearby.
Okay.
And then it might have been in his pockets when Nelly knocked him down, and so it's like trotting on back from the door to get back to its owner.
Interesting. I'm going to take the guy's coat and put the chameleon inside of the coat.
Okay.
Okay, what's the significance of this chameleon?
I don't think we understand entirely. I do suspect that it has something to do with the spells, and it could be the thing that moves, I don't know, like spirit to spirit or like thing to thing. Because we saw the print mark.
Tracks going back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds weird.
So like a familiar?
Yeah, sure. I don't know what it would be called in this sort of a world, but
I'm just using witch terminology.
I suspect it could also be some sort of like an observer. So like a spirit could be inside of it or something like that. So I'm gonna do my best to keep its eyes away from things.
Yeah, wrap it up in the jacket. Good plan. Can we hail cabs? It's not going to suffocate in a jacket.
Yeah, you can hail a cab.
I mean, we probably need two because now we got 5 people.
Well, do we need a cab to actually get back to our hotel? Because we're pretty close. Yeah, let's just
No?
go back
Oh,
to the
okay.
hotel. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd rather not have more people see us,
Can
personally.
we not bring bodyguards?
No. Leave the bodyguards. But
Yeah.
there's you, me, Mason, Katerina, and Arturo.
Oh, okay.
So we're just
But-
basically taking
Way.
Arturo. And I'll keep carrying Arturo. And if he wiggles at all, I'll give him a slight jab. Not to kill him, but just to keep him down.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you guys go back to your hotel room. The clerk at the desk gives you a very weird look.
Oh, I was gonna mention I'm definitely not gonna walk through the front door carrying a body.
Just say he drank too much.
I like that idea. We'll say he drank too much. I wasn't going to walk in the front door with him, but
Yeah, also try to cover up his like
face.
restraints a little. If he's like tied up at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep him fairly hidden. Let's say that.
We got jackets on him. You know, just say our friend. The Mason and Nelly could have him in between the arms.
Drank too much.
Between
I
the
like
arms, like he looks like he drank too much. And I'm also going to give the front desk person cash.
Okay.
Just be like, just really subtly, yeah, he drank too much. Can you send us some seltzer water? And thank you for your,
discretion.
yeah, it's discretion. That's the word I'm looking for.
Si, senor. It is a shame that the elders cannot hold their alcohol as well as those of us who are younger.
I'll give her like a sort of like a drunken nod.
Okay. You make it upstairs and you find Gertrude and Charlie changed out of their earlier outfits.
Yes.
Wearing pants.
Absolutely.
I'm absolutely wearing clothes now.
Oh, well, I was digging a Leia costume. Come on.
There were tassels.
Oh gosh.
That's what the show me. Anyway,
Tassels on the dress. Of course.
Yeah. Tassels on the outfit.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
All right. What is the plan? Your train will leave at 1:20 p.m. tomorrow morning. Or not tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon.
Were we able to put the statue someplace like secure where I'm confident no one else can get in?
Yes, you were able to secure it in the baggage area. Yep.
Sweet. Okay.
Police station.
At the
I know-
train
I know
station,
this
not
is-
the police station.
Yeah, I know this is weird coming from me, but I think maybe we should go to the police station.
I was kind of thinking that too earlier. Like, bring them Katerina and this dude.
Well, okay, so I was thinking about that. If we do that, they're gonna think we're crazy. Until they both start speaking, and then they'll be like, "What on earth is happening here?" And they won't be able to understand it. So, is there really any point to bringing them to the police?
I think that the
So we're just gonna cart them along with us until we figure this out, though.
I couldn't hear. What'd you say?
Oh, I was just saying, I concur with you because I think that the police will find a way to rationalize the voices. And also, insane asylums in the 20s took people just for, if you laughed too much. So, yeah.
Wait, but still, do we just like bring these guys along for the ride for a while?
I think we should talk to them. I think we should talk to Arturo and talk to Katerina.
Too.
But I really don't believe that we should be going to any police station unless Katerina gives us some kind of hardcore evidence that we can use to help her.
Yeah, I agree. Nellie, would you like to do the interrogation with Ricky as your interrogator?
So good cop, bad cop.
No, bad cop and worse cop.
Bad cop. I'm not the one who pulls knives out of
Oh, speaking of, and he puts a gun in her hand. Here, we found this.
Now she has what, 2 guns?
Yeah, 2 guns.
Also,
Nellie, who doesn't have a shoot at all.
question: are these guns better than the ones we had? Are they better than the ones we had, Becca?
No.
Not necessarily.
The pistols I acquired for you previously were also 9mm.
You got us 9mm ruby pistols. I don't know what the difference between a ruby pistol and whatever else you just mentioned.
If it's a 9mm Beretta, it's probably the 92 FF. No, not at that point in time. It'd be a shoot. Beretta's a good pistol manufacturer, but the advantage you'd have with the ruby right now is that you have other magazines, and it's hard to say that the magazines would fit in both of them. So more than anything, we just have a couple extra guns. I wouldn't worry about one being better than the other because the caliber is going to be the same, so not going to be any different as far as damage would go. And I don't think this game really accounts for different damages for different calibers.
Okay. I was just curious.
Yeah, I mean, you want an extra knife? Sure, there you go, something to throw. But I figured we just add it to the group pot if we need something great. But or we sell them later. I don't know.
Can I have that skinning knife? That sounds fun.
Sure.
Wow.
Cool.
But I think as far as strategy goes, we should separate Katerina from Arturo. We should talk with Katerina to see if we can figure out what she can tell us about what happened.
Yeah.
And the same with Arturo. Except with her, we're being a lot more gentle and nice.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
Would I have found anything in the scroll that I've been studying in the original Arabic over the last few days, Becca? Would I have found anything about undoing any of this stuff? Like, would I know any idea how it goes about being undone? Because they probably didn't really care about undoing it. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. It was more that it got accomplished, not that it got fixed afterwards.
Right. So who would like to talk to Katerina and who would like to talk to Arturo?
I think I'm good with either, but I think if Katerina's starting to recognize me, then I should probably.
Well, I can go talk to Katerina because she would probably recognize me because we hung out a little.
What if you two talk to Katerina and the other 3 of us check with this guy, whatever his name is? Arturo. Yeah.
I'm good with that. if need be, I definitely have. I got a 48 in intimidate, 27 in psychology, and 50 in fast talk. Nellie's got. She's got a 70 in library use. She could read him a book. Jeez.
I can intimidate pretty well.
I've got persuade.
I think I might have that as well. Nope, I don't have that. Okay, you'll be our persuader. I'll be our intimidator. Nellie will be our... I think she has psychology, though, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so she can psychoanalyze the crap out of this guy.
So I'll be good cop then.
Yep, and I will be bad cop.
All right, which group wants to go first? All right.
Gertrude. I mean, Katerina.
All right, so Ricky and Charlie, you take Katerina into another room. She is shaking, she is crying. You get a warm blanket placed around her shoulders and a cup of something warm, or at least warming, between her hands.
Okay. Katerina, do you recognize us?
Sorry.
Yeah, do the old man voice.
I was about to go into the feminine voice. Katerina says, "Yes, I do. You are Ricky the barber and Charlie, or I don't know if she ever learned the barber part, but you are Ricky and Charlie, my friends from the Orient Express. You found me."
And just in time, what happened? How did they take your voice?
I don't remember. I was on the train with you, and then I got off. I can't remember.
Did somebody pick you up from the train station?
Yes, I think so.
Do you remember who it was?
She sits there and looks like she's concentrating, and then you see, and you guys are kind of waiting, and then you realize her eyes have kind of glazed over, and it seems like she's gone back to the temporarily insane. Like she just had another, in her attempt to remember what was happening, she triggered a bout of insanity in herself.
She traumatized.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so you see she's crying, but she also kind of has this blank stare on her face.
Can I encourage her to sip the tea and I don't know, what else could I do to snap her? But I have no idea.
Yes, she's able to drink the tea that you kind of bring up to her lips, but she doesn't seem to be able to make an effort on her own for anything. If you want to give me a psychology or a psychoanalyze roll, you could see if you can figure out how to bust her out of this.
I'll try psychology. Oh, yeah! I got a hard success.
Okay.
I think that's the first roll I've gotten since we started today, so
Take 3 more down.
I was not successful, but I'll roll with. I'll roll with Charlie on this.
Okay. Charlie, you get the sense that that the more safe you make her feel, the quicker she will kind of come back.
okay. Do I have a brush or something?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna get a brush and just sit behind her and start brushing her hair.
Okay.
Does anything happen?
It'll take a few minutes
Okay, cool.
time. Possibly. I will roll for her sanity again here in a minute.
Cool.
Okay,
Is there
and
anything else you'd like to do, Ricky?
I just all that Ricky could really think of would be to offer her a cigarette, but I don't know if she'd take it or not.
She might.
Someone?
Essentially, if you light it and give it to her, there's a good chance she would take it.
Yeah, I'd do that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, she starts smoking, and you recognize like her mannerisms are very, very casual as someone who is used to smoking, which you saw her do on the train.
Mhm.
All right. I will come back to you guys and attempt another roll in a minute. Gertrude, Mason, and Nellie, you have Arturo in the other room.
You wait.
No, but you could wake him up.
Yeah, I'll give him a little slippity slap.
So that's all.
Slippity slap.
What have you done? Why have you brought me here?
You know about the statue.
You have my statue. Where is it? Give it back to me.
We do not have it.
You have someone's voice that doesn't belong to you. Perhaps you should give that back to her.
Ha! I have taken it. It is mine, just as you have taken the statue. And
So therefore it is no longer yours. If those are the rules you play by.
yes, so I will
You
have to
have
take it
taken
from you with my
something?
force, just as I have
Ah.
taken her voice.
I see.
Can I continue?
Wait, okay, hold on. Why did you take her voice? I'm
I
just
wanted
curious.
it.
You wanted it. And so you, a man, wanted a woman's voice.
Very well. I needed it.
Why?
Does it matter?
Mhm.
Yes. I should have you note that my credentials are in anthropology and psychology, and you, as an elderly male, walking around with a young woman's voice is quite peculiar and slightly, well, I don't want to say insane, but if the shoe is fitting.
Tell me insane, it does not matter. I know the secrets. You do not. And, no, I've had this voice for several days now, and no one else has commented on the peculiarness of it.
Do you talk to many people?
As many that I need.
So, are you the leader then of the multiple?
The world. Are you the leader of this gang?
No. I'm just the manpower, let's say.
Oh.
As you may have witnessed as we sprawled your friends.
So you women are the leaders of this gang. See? But no, not you. You're not the leader. You don't bother to talk unless someone else has already brought up a point. How about you, Professor?
I can't tell. Oh. Well, no one's ever formally issued anybody as a leader anyway, and I don't really think that matters. We all serve different purposes. But
Well, I don't need to talk to you then.
But, as I was going to say, I am working, whether I want to or not, for somebody who is quite much more powerful than you are. And I'm a bit concerned for your health and safety if you don't provide me some of the information that I need.
I'll pull out one of those knives. Just sort of spin it around.
He sees it and laughs, and he just smirks at you, Nellie.
Are you working alone?
You've
And
both
why do you-
you've all admitted you're not the leader. Why should I talk to you? I should
Oh, but you
not.
see,
I think
I'm
it's
the one who knows where your statue is.
Hmm.
Do you fear
But I'm
death?
not going to tell you.
I'm gonna look around. Is the chameleon still here in that pocket?
Yes.
Do I have maybe something I could put it in? Like a jar or something that I could seal?
Well, there's definitely a hat box. You'd have to dump Nelly's hat out, but there's definitely a hat box.
No, I want him to be able to see it.
Take it
Yeah,
and hold it. Hold it in the
No.
palm of your hand like this.
no,
Right.
I don't think I'm going to do that. I will show him that I have the chameleon, and I will put it in the box, and then I will place the knife on top of the box, blade pointed towards the chameleon. See if that does anything.
He watches you.
You haven't answered my question. Do you fear death?
Do you?
No.
Hmm.
Whether you're dead or not doesn't matter. However, I know lots of people do fear it. Do you?
You may roll your psychoanalyze psychology roll. Those are two different skills. So for our viewers, psychoanalyze is one skill, psychology is another. One is able to more help with the insanity aspect of things, and the other one is more to help understand why people are doing what they're doing.
I have a general success.
In psychology?
In psychoanalysis.
Okay, in
For what-
psychoanalysis, he's insane.
Okay.
Like, he's at 0 insanity, not like
Okay.
Katarina's going through bouts of insanity. So he's got about the same sanity level as the Duke did.
Okay.
Their well-being is not necessarily at the top of their want list. There's always something else that they want more.
Why do you want the statue?
He watches Mason.
I'm going to stick the knife through the box slightly.
I want the statue because it can help grant wishes.
Allegedly.
Wishes.
Allegedly. It brings about power.
What kind?
The best kind. Complete and absolute.
Is
Do we
that
have
only,
the arm here?
we do? Is that only if you have the entire thing, though?
It's been enough to make Milan no longer the shining star it once was.
And did someone wish that?
I don't know. But it has power.
But you wished for Katarina's voice, and now you have it.
No, Katarina's voice will help me get my wish.
Ah, you wish to be a beautiful, famous opera singer, then?
Don't you? I saw you
No.
on stage.
So you
That's-
wish to be a woman?
Understanding.
I like where this is going now.
I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I mean,
A bit.
for the time, it's considered peculiar. However, LGBT people are perfectly normal and absolutely nothing wrong.
Right.
But
The views of the characters do not necessarily represent the views of the players.
Exactly.
Stated.
So is that what you want to be a woman?
I already told you. I want power.
Do you want to be?
You will let me go. I will be on my way. And you can keep the woman you have stolen, and we will never speak of this again.
But you don't know where your statue is.
No, but you have to go and get it sometime, so I will find it.
Question. One more question for you. What ritual did you perform
When?
to steal Lady Katrina's voice?
Do you have any knowledge of the dark arts?
A
Some.
little.
I'm going to guess that you do not.
I do,
Knowledge
and
of-
I'm very interested.
So you might want to consult all of your scrolls and your books and your teachers, and perhaps you will learn
Where are your scrolls?
for a voice to another person. But I think I am done talking for now, so I will wait for you to release me.
I'll slide the knife a little further into the box.
You hear a squeaking noise.
Out of him or the chameleon?
Probably. I feel a little bad, for sure, but, gotta drive my point home to this guy.
Yeah, he just sits back and stares at you. If you do not release me soon, I shall start screaming for help.
If you start screaming for help, I can absolutely explain to them that you are my ward, I am my psychologist, and you're going through a bout of insanity and you need to be put into a bedlam. Now.
Fair enough.
Would you? Good. So, where did you learn the spell that you performed?
He opens his mouth and starts screaming at the top of his lungs.
She'll let him.
I will then go over and hush him slightly and send Gertrude to the door to eventually point them to the actual Lady Katrina, whose voice he is screaming with.
So someone shows up and asks, "Is everything okay? We can get the police for you?"
No, that will not be necessary. Hello, I'm Dr. Nellie Newton. I am a psychologist and anthropologist. This is my ward. I am trying to see his family for a little bit, but unfortunately, sometimes seeing them incites a bit of trauma, and he does need to just go to sleep. So I'm about to prepare his medications. He will be escorted back to the bedlam early first thing in the morning. I so deeply apologize.
We can get the police to help you?
No, that won't be necessary. As you see, I have my assistant here, Miss Gertrude, and we do have our orderly, Mr. Mason.
But the screaming is loud, and it is upsetting the other customers?
Yes, that is why I'm preparing the medication that the orderly Mr. Mason is going to be administering soon.
I wave again.
The other customers do not like this noise?
We will
Give
make
me
it stop.
2 minutes and the other customers won't realize that there was ever a noise.
Okay, see, okay.
Thank you.
Mason choke him out.
Yeah.
All right, Mason chokes him out. I'm really glad you guys don't have moral alignments in this game. Right.
Hey,
I mean,
we're not shooting him. We're not stabbing
Yeah.
him.
there's been some questionable things happening tonight. Let's just be honest.
She never identified as a good person. She identified as an ambitious person.
Fair.
All right, guys, we are coming up on the 2-hour mark. Is there, as we consider what you are going to do tomorrow, what would you guys like to do with Arturo and Katerina?
Oh, I'm absolutely going to deliver him to an insane asylum.
Okay.
But what are we going to do about Katerina? How are we going to get her voice back?
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
if he's at an insane asylum,
we know where to
we'll
find
he is.
him, and then if he's in an insane asylum, we will also know that he can't get out.
That's true.
Would we actually know that for sure? I mean, obviously his sanity is 0, so would we know he wouldn't be able to get out?
Yeah, I feel like he's got friends or something that could do some shady shenanigans.
So I mean, like, it's a double-edged sword. One side is Nellie is very well versed in insane asylums, as she, you know, anthropologists and psychologists definitely roll with the same crowd. That being said, politicians are politicians. So if his ally is, for example, the Duke, yeah, there's nothing we can do about that. But he's already coming after us anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
I think,
So what do we do with Katerina, though, then?
I mean, if we weren't
Keep her.
pressed for time at the moment, I think we'd continue trying to work with Katerina tonight. And trying to get everybody some rest. Keep guard on Arturo, keep him there, and do that through the evening.
Okay.
Yeah, might be
Katerina,
good to pick up with
Well-
Katerina.
Katerina will not be able to tell you what has happened to her. The best, as someone who can give you a no, the best option for her will probably be to take her back to her townhouse and allow her maid to continue to take care of her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'd say insane asylum for the one and then home for the other.
Okay.
And tip off the police.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I would also... Did we ever tell the police about the lovely little sacrifice chamber we found? If not,
So,
we should do that tomorrow for sure.
Oh yeah, and Nellie took pictures of all of that.
mhm.
Yep, and then
Yeah.
I would say, this is the man. That's basically what I would do.
Okay.
Yeah, and that he's absolutely crazed. Got it. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So that will be the plan for tomorrow. January 17th, 1923. I know when we are. All right. Okay. You guys have recovered the torso. You will be dealing with Arturo and Katerina tomorrow and figuring out if you are going to make a stop for Mason's fisticuffs tournament,
Yes.
or if you wish to continue on along the Orient Express now. It is up to you and your choices. And so I just want to reach out to all of our viewers. So thank you for sticking with us. Sorry this one went a little bit longer. There were some interesting complications, including some coat throwing and some torso wheeling. And as a result, you guys ended up with a lot more than probably you could have at the beginning, which is great. You guys are able, hopefully, to do something about everything that's going on. So thank you, all of our viewers who were able to stick with us and to watch this with us. Thank you for interacting in the chat and for joining us here on our Twitch channel of Iconic Production. If you are at all interested, you should check out our Redbubble for our sweet merchandise that is coming up and showing up. Every single time we get 10 views on a channel or on a show, we get to unveil something new. So that's kind of a fun little thing. If you liked Call of Cthulhu, check it out over on Chaosium. And if you enjoy our crew, check us out on other nights of the week. Every Monday, we're here with the Call of Cthulhu Horror on the Orient Express. Every Friday, you can catch us here on the Iconic Production channel playing 5th edition Adventures, it gets worse. Adventures in Gabbercan. I know which order these things go in. Run by our friend Josh and his awesome crew. You can find us on this channel every other Tuesday for our Jackals game. It's a game written and designed by one of our friends, JM, who's often a GM on this channel. And if you like us, you can head over to the Ulysses International channel on Tuesdays and Thursday nights to check out Torque in Eternity Wars and Fading Suns with the crew of the Oh Boys on Thursdays. We've just discovered that Calypso is Jaxa's mother. Oh my goodness. Yes, thank you for all the shocked faces. Thanks again to Kelly Peck, who makes the beautiful frames that you see for us. And if you like us, you like what we do, you wish to support us, you can do so by liking and subscribing to any of our channels on on Twitch or on YouTube, the Iconic Production. You can also check us out over on our Patreon, all the different levels, and again, our Redbubble store. So we love what we do, we love playing games, and we can't do it without you. So thank you so much. And we hope that you have a wonderful week and a good night. And we'll see you all next Monday.